going on. You know what's going down. You know what's going down. All right.
Oh, man. I'm going to miss that.
Miss what?
The games, the home games. I'm going to see in that beer shower. And, of course, seeing the opening, the first game and everything. Anyway, man. Welcome to CLTFC Fan TV for the fans, by the fans. Damn it. I am JT, an OG newbie fan. And with me is the bank of knowledge. We got from Top Bin 90, Bam Maurer. And then the man, I can never get the arrows right. There it is. Jorge Gonzalez, a.k.a. Top Bin 90. Oh, hey, congratulations, man. Got you over that 1,000 subscribers, man. I looked at it today and I was like, hell yeah. My boy in the club. The K Club.
That's what's up.
And, of course, last and least, my partner, Lee, the OG fan, holding it down, representing that shit since he was a wee tot in England.
That's right. Yes, sir. How's everybody doing, man? I am wore out, man. After last night, I am just completely knackered. That's the term you can look up. Yes.
Yeah, us old men on the top of the screen. I'm hurting too, man. Like my calves are tight. I need to stretch them down.
Calves are tight. That's right. Oh, and as always, man, our friend Adam from Defend the Queen is doing a giveaway tonight. So this is what you have a chance to win. All you have to do is put hashtag CLTFC in the comments. And if you're not, follow our friend Adam. And
thank you, Adam. Thank you, Adam.
Yeah,
Adam, for your work at gosh, what's the name of the soccer store down in Pineville? Near
last week.
Say what?
We discussed this last week or the week before.
I forgot. Anyway, it's good shit. I saw it down there.
Yes. What's up, everybody? So, man, I don't know. Where do we want to start? I mean, do we want to go all the way back to the Philly game, or do we want to just talk about last night?
I say just last night.
Yeah, I feel like the result from Philly is a downer now because of last night.
Yeah, well, that's it, man. Roll call, man. So what's up? All right, so we had 75 minutes of soccer, basically, right? We so much to dissect, man. After last night, we could talk about Kalina. We could talk about Bender. We could talk about the 2 goals.
Can I jump in on that, Lee?
Yeah, go ahead.
That was going to be my basic point. Is if Bender gets that easy, nothing's easy, but it looked relatively easy, a goal in the first half, and if Kalina, I don't know what he was thinking. Now, granted, it was a great shot from old boys from so far out, but yeah, if this, then that, but lots of ifs and buts, and it's not going to get you in the playoffs. But I'm like, damn it, if Bender would have hit that and Kalina, it just seemed like 2 easy things to do. To make that shot and also to block that shot from distance.
Yep. Go ahead, Brian.
Yeah, it was just a little bit of the old Charlotte kind of coming, like earlier season Charlotte kind of coming back after we had gotten on such a good run there. It was like messing up in the final thirds on both our defensive end and attacking end, right? That was kind of what we didn't see in Philadelphia all that much. We saw a lot of composure. And then in this game, that first half was just, I think it looked like we were missing a lot of the guys that had got us there, right? I think that's what the game lacked a little bit. Obviously, Latanzio isn't going to mention that. Like he did, like in the presser, he really backed his guys, which is what we expect. I'd say at this point is going to back all of the players and believe in all of them. But that sitter by Bender that was missed was really hard to watch. I mean, it was right there. It was a beautiful cross by Mora too. Put it right on him, and it was right there for him.
Who gave the back heel kick to Mora?
Reyna. It was
that to set him up like that. That's what I was like. Holy shit, that's great.
Yeah, and it sucked because I think Bender was the one who put in the initial cross too with his weak foot to kind of set up the play, and then it was a recovery and a rebound that Reyna got to collect it and then send it back in forward to Mora, and so Bender could have started the play and finished it.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was a great run by Ben. I mean, unfortunately, he missed the goal, but like Brian said, it didn't feel like we were missing the key players. We were missing players that have been hot. I think it's very. I mean, hindsight's always 20/20, right? But I mean, in my opinion, and a lot of people's opinion, we should have burned 2 subs from the get-go. I think that's one of the issues I have. Rios and Jones should have been there from the start. And I get it. I know Latanja spoke at the press conference that, the game plan was to bring him on in the second half, and kind of, either finish the game off or get it over the line there. But in my opinion, there's a couple of things in this game, right? First of all, it's not a 90-minute game. It's a 73-minute game, right? 74-minute game. Yeah. And you're fighting for a playoff spot. You need your most informed players playing no matter what. There's already a lot of limitations going into this game. But what's three subs compared to 5 at minutes with 70 minutes to go? You don't really need all 5. I think I blame this one slightly on Lattanzio because, in my opinion, he's too nice about it, right? Even said in the press conference, he was I kind of felt bad taking off Ben, and I'm like, bro, that doesn't matter. We needed the result. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Now,
if you look at the concept of the game, dude, just to finish my thought, if another 5 minutes in that game, we turn that game around and we win it 3-2.
Dude, we were coming at it, man.
Because we were just peppering them right there at the end.
Yeah. But so theoretically, because it had to be the same players that were, unless they were injured, that were playing when the game got postponed. And you only can sub in players that were on the bench that night when the game got postponed. Mm-hmm. But could he have subbed them in almost immediately? Yeah. That's the one thing I was thinking. Could he kind of just fake start, just as soon as the game starts, I'm going to sub these 2 guys in just because I have, could he have done that?
No, he would have just announced a different lineup, and then they would have accounted for, those are 2 guys that weren't in the lineup before, and then they would have just ticked off, you only have 3 subs for this game.
Right.
It's kind of how it would have been as if he put in a different lineup card or just put in the lineup card, and they would have been okay, there's 2 different players, and then they would have just known both, because at the same time, it's also, I think that aspect of it is a fairness thing that you're supposed to know, what roster and what lineup you're going with.
Yeah,
what the hell?
Yeah. There was so much that could have gone our way, man. I feel like we've been saying this all season, right? We had games where, last minute, we could have had a draw, which would have helped us, right? We had last minutes where somebody scored on us. We've had deflections, we had ref calls. And to see LTFC's Lucas point, man, it's I don't know. I wasn't trying to be biased because it was for us, but man, it was some of those calls last night too were still weak. And it's I hate saying that week in, week out. I don't want to blame the refs. I just would rather us win, but it's I don't know, man. We just never got calls all season.
I wonder if because if you watch that play, Swiderski gets taken down, but almost, bang, bang, immediately Swiderski takes down the other guy. Now, he wasn't the first one, and so I don't know if that matters, but it almost felt to me the ref was all right, both of y'all even, that's that. But then there was Swiderski doing what he does, standing there in the corner of the box, giving his hands what the hell, which, whatever, so be it, but the play was still going on.
And the podcast here, they called out a good point, man. It was after that call, everybody started slinging their cups on the pitch and everything. It was stupid. Y'all don't need to do that shit, man. Save it for when we score a goal, right? If you're gonna throw it backwards or something. Just don't throw it on the pitch, man. It just makes us look bad as a team in general.
Well, how about just throw the liquid? Don't throw the vessel for the liquid, because I've heard from plenty of people who've been hit by things. And they bring a kid in the supporter section, whatever. And it's oh yeah, my 10-year-old girl got nailed, but at least she got nailed by a plastic cup, but still getting hit. You expect the drops of beer, but getting hit by something, you're always whatever. And then you get some punk ass hooligans, whatever we call them, they're some 14-year-old kid just waiting. Like, all right, man, they score. See that dude down there? I'm gonna nail that guy. And that's some bullshit.
Yeah, we would throw it back, pancake man, but it went straight to the pitch. It was like there was like for a minute there was about 5 or 6 people.
I think one went on there, and it might have been a can. And then another plastic cup came in, and like 3 or more cups came in. It's like, y'all stop.
Yeah.
We're the cheerleaders there because, or the leaders of cheer, whatever we call them, because they are so great right in front of you, like, yo, I remember Jay being like, what the are y'all doing?
Yeah.
And I wonder if the refs, talking about we don't get calls for a variety of reasons, I wonder if they're ever like, man, screw these mofos. I'm not trying to get hit by something, and it gives them a little bit of a bias. Who knows?
Yeah, but anyways, let's get back to the game, man. Let's get back to the game. We hit the post, we hit the bar, we like missed open sitters, man. It could have easily been 5-6-2, man. But like going back to what you guys were saying, man, like you could tell we missed those players that we would probably have started with, like Malanda, definitely, right? I mean, the whole thing. It's sad we couldn't use the team that put us on this run ever since. I think what turned our season, at least for this last bit of the season, was when we came back from 2-0 down against Chicago, man, and that just kind of lit something within the team. So go ahead, Brian.
Yeah, and it even lit something in the team tonight. I mean, or last night in the second half, especially, right? I mean, they still found a way to fight back. And I think the way they ended the game, even though it was a draw, even though it eliminated them from the playoffs, I think seeing them go out like that and make it come down to a free kick and have it come down to a header that, like, if Swiderski can get his head down over the ball and maybe get it on goal, something else happens, right? But it comes down to a moment like that where they fought back from 2-0 down like that. I think gave the fan base as a whole a lot of closure, even though I think for me at least too, especially, like, I just felt like, oh, like we've got this next year. Like we're not going to be fiddling around with like refs being on our side or not, right? A lot of those like smaller, finer points are not going to be I feel pretty confident that the growth that is going to happen with this team after seeing how they're finishing, the growth moving forward. And I think that a lot of fans are starting to feel that and believe in that as well. And I think that's what this game kind of ended on for me.
Yeah.
No, and back at the very end like that too, and score that second goal. It was like, damn it, we were out of the playoffs, but at least we didn't lose this game, and they fought their ass off.
Well, technically, there's still something to fight for, though, right? I mean, even though we're out of the playoffs, I mean, a win tomorrow can help us greatly with that new cup. And I'm not too familiar with the format of that yet. I haven't really tried to pay too much attention to it, just for the fact of just focusing on the season and what's been going on. I'll probably read into that more next week. But the points I don't agree with, right? Obviously, they don't want to draw. And then it's 3 points for a win, right? If it goes to penalties, it's a 2 point for the winner and 1 point for the loser, which I think is dumb. And then obviously if you lose in regular time, it's 0 points. But Brian, I guess my point is if we beat New York and finish 8th, right?
Yeah.
Yes, 8th. How can that help us?
It's 15th, so it's the combined of the two conferences with the supporters. Right. So they also would need I think it's Vancouver and Minnesota to not win, and then Orlando would have to lose to Columbus. So and then we would tie, and that's the situation. We would win if we beat New York. We would tie Columbus and jump into 8th place in the conference, and then 15th in the Supporters Shield race, which puts you. The top 15 MLS teams next year, I guess, are going to be the hosts for the group stage in the League's Cup.
Right.
So have like 2 teams have a bye. And this is Ashley Mahoney who reported it, but there's also an article on MLS Soccer. She had a Twitter thread. That's what I quote tweeted earlier. And then there's an article about it on MLS Soccer. But yeah, so there's 47 teams. 2 get a bye from the group stage. The other 45, 15 groups of 3. So essentially, Charlotte could clinch getting be a host team and get 2 home games in that League's Cup next summer. So that would mean including at least one Liga MX team would be in that group. So I think that would just be a cool experience for Charlotte as well. So there's definitely something a little bit more than I thought initially that they would be fighting for.
Yeah.
So I think it's cool.
So
Yeah, I mean,
you got to win, and all those other teams have to lose to be 15th place.
No, they would have to win, and then Orlando would have to lose. Minnesota and Vancouver would have to draw. They just couldn't win.
right. So regardless, I mean, we got something to look forward to, a new cup, a new format, right? I mean, I think we're pretty much.
The only thing though that I don't like about like a cup like this, first of all, I mean, obviously it's really just a money grab for Liga MX and MLS, right? You're throwing it right in the middle of the season tournament. You don't really know. I mean, we could be hot.
They're taking a break then, right?
Yeah, that's
like,
what I'm saying.
Stopping the league.
I'm saying, like, what if we're really hot? We go into this tournament, and you know what? Like, you start ruining momentum, right?
Yeah.
It's just like it just doesn't make sense to me. I get it. Like, it's more of a money grab, and at the end of the day, like this tournament serves no purpose.
But they should do it like the Champions League, like they do in Europe. If you're gonna do it on a Tuesday and Wednesday night, right? And then depending.
Well, they have the CONCACAF Champions League already, so.
Yeah, that's true too. Well, I mean,
I
don't
know. Too, you could have, and this is where MLS rules are kind of crazy too. You could have a team like Seattle Sounders next year playing 5 tournaments with 20 senior roster slots.
Yeah.
I mean, they're going to throw at least one tournament away. It's just impossible for them to be able to compete in all fronts.
Well, especially because we can't have the depth.
Right. So I think there was an article by us that came out this week too that talked about potential rule changes in MLS. I don't know how much truth there is to that, but like potentially adding a 4th DP.
Yeah.
And so
raising the cap a little bit, right? And all that.
I definitely think the MLS needs to kind of self-reflect and look at making some of these changes if they want. I mean, the league is becoming more and more competitive, you know? And so they need to make changes like this in order to make it be able to stay competitive, not just here, but at an international level as well.
Oh, I agree. I agree 100%. And then you throw in the World Cup and everything else in there. It's like, man, these boys never get a rest, right? Nobody ever. Well, unless you don't play for your country, I guess. If you just joined us, it's #COTFC for the giveaway tonight. But yeah, so disappointment, but excited for the new season already. I think we're gonna do really good. We got one more game to go. Go ahead, JT.
I was gonna say, isn't it funny, or I don't know if it's ironic, but that because I've been harping on when can we finally find our right? You know, like it'd be the end of the season when we really figure it all out. And I think at the Philadelphia game, it seemed like we were getting really close to that. But then we play another game, and because of the rules, we literally have to break what we finally had put together. It's like, son of a bitch, we figured it out, you know? So.
Well, but a big part of that too, JT, is like, because Lattanzio took over mid-season, it's like, this is like mid-season for his coaching tenure. It just happens to be at the end of the season. So like, ideally, we're hitting this peak
when it matters.
Right, in mid-season, and we're really able to start pushing up to that next tier, or even earlier. I mean, if they can continue on this roll into the weekend, get a draw or win against New York on the road, and I mean, at that point they're on like a 5-game unbeaten streak. And
we swept all of New York.
Hold on, when are they announcing? Because we know, right, that Lattanzio is signing the 3-year extension.
I would think it'd probably be after Sunday now. At first I thought it was going to be before the Philly game, but right. I think it makes sense, I guess, in the long run, right, to do it at the end of the season.
Yeah,
because if they announce it and he lost these last 3 games, it would have Facebook groups at least would have been on fire, man. That how toxic gets over there, boy. Y'all are crazy over there on Facebook, man. I don't know what y'all are doing. Y'all are some crazy people, man. But I love y'all. That's why I just post under my own name and not under CLTFC.
That's funny when Lee wants to go to Twitter to stay away from Facebook because Twitter is too crazy.
Oh man, but some of the takes over there on Facebook, man, I don't know. I don't know what y'all thinking, man. So here's a good question: does our analysts on keeping Rios change after last night? Again, I mentioned on your show, Top Ben, I think he's better than Andre, man. And What do you mean? That's what you said last night.
Yeah.
I definitely, he definitely made a case for staying in Charlotte. But like I said on my show as well, I mean, I feel like if you already re-signed Andre, and you've got Vinny Mello coming back, and you also have Swiderski that'll probably play the 9, then there's really it's gonna be a tough sell for Charlotte to keep him, And so even his Instagram post today, he ended it with "You will always be in my heart," and it was a picture of him at Bank of America. So I don't know. To me, that kind of feels,
goodbye.
that it feels like an indication of like I'm heading
Put up
out.
the graphic again of work for tonight, because
What's that?
he's put up the graphic again because he said you'll always be in my heart. Throw Adam's artwork.
No.
Up.
Yeah,
so give me the heart sign. So now you see the quote at the bottom, Adam. You'll always be in my heart.
yes, that's it. So, boy, I am tired. Let me tell you. So, man, 2:30 Sunday is the final game. All right, watch parties. I'm sure going on. I don't know if we're gonna do a live watch along and actually go out and enjoy being around everybody. JT and I haven't decided that. What you said?
I feel like I don't know. I feel like we should be out there amongst the people.
Yeah.
But damn if I don't enjoy doing the watch alongs and all that kind of stuff, and that's a lot of fun too. So I don't know.
Yeah.
What's going on, everybody? Who's having a party? Where can we go that we don't have to pay for drinks?
Your house. Everybody show up at JT's house at 2:00, man.
We filmed plenty of stuff here back in the day. You haven't been here in a long time, Lisa. Carry your ass down to South Florida.
Yeah, we've actually talked about live streaming from the watch parties, man. That's something we're going to look into next season. We're wanting to kind of change up a little bit and come back fresh. And we got some ideas for next season. If there's anything you guys like to see, man, definitely let us know. And if it's possible, we'll make it happen.
Yeah, we're stepping it up next season, and we plan to continue these Wednesday night live shows, even off season. Maybe they won't be as long if we don't have as much to talk about. But we're not going anywhere. We've been here for over almost 2.5 years now. So, and check it out. We've been messing around because YouTube is trying to compete with TikTok. So they're doing these YouTube Shorts things. So I'm just beginning to, and Lee's been putting some of his stuff up there, but I'm going to start going to the archive, especially after the season, going to the archives and just trying to find the little best bits. And we're going to throw them up there as much as possible. So look for those.
Yep. Did we get any World Cup shows? You probably get that on Top Bin. I don't know about over on ours. I mean, at least for the first month, I'm going to be gone anyway, so I'll be cheering on England in the pubs, watching them beat USA.
We got some stuff cooking up. I'm working a deal with Thierry Henry right now about. I'm just kidding.
What?
Yeah, you know what, man? I was going to say you could come up with a way better name than Thierry Henry. Is that the one you pulled out of the air?
Yeah, if you're going to make something up, you can shoot a little higher.
Yeah, man. Actually a decent player. Yeah. And Yeti Clan's got something as a surprise for Sunday, so that'd be interesting, man. Let's see what's up.
Let us know, man. Don't keep it in the shadows, Yeti.
Yeah. And so there was a couple of questions, man. Sorry, I have to read. I have to read. Hold on a second. Yeah, Wesley, man, we appreciate y'all too, man. I know we're talking about the games and everything, but shout out to you guys for tuning in every Wednesday and watching the fan reactions and hanging out with us after the games and at the games and the tailgates. It's been a great season, man, and I really appreciate everybody for that for sure. And yes, and the season definitely came down not being able to hold on to draws, right? It's funny though, right? We went out of the playoffs by having a draw, right? Something we couldn't do all season long, and that's how we go out, man. That's ironic.
Another draw at the bank?
I don't think so. Have we? We've only had 3 all season, right? And that the third one was last night.
Yeah.
So ironically, we've always won or lost at the bank, and the one time we draw, it eliminates us from playoffs.
Because we didn't have 16 minutes, man.
That's right. We would have won.
He would have won.
And Danielle, no, we don't know him personally. He just found us. I went over to the Miami TV Fan TV one day, and we did a cross collab, and he showed up, and he won't go away. But we appreciate him for hanging in.
He's just like CLT Fan TV is just like way more hype than Miami Fan TV.
Yeah, I just think Charlotte is way up there. So look, and but look, of course he's got a comment, right? We'll give him a quick plug, right? He's gonna bitch that we're always gonna complain about the refs, the weather, postpone, blah blah blah, whatever, Esteban.
That weather was bullshit.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so it's a good question, right? Mid-season, this was asked, right? What's that best moment of the season, man? Jorge, what would you say your best moment of the season is?
God, man, you know what? I mean, obviously, it's really hard to compete with the inaugural game.
Yeah.
The sentiment of that, not that it's worn off, but like you can't remember it as much.
You're talking about the DC game or the first home game?
The first home game.
Yeah.
But you know what? The Philly game really is up there for me with one of the best games of the season. Just everything, bro. The crowd, the atmosphere, the game. We freaking destroyed Philadelphia Union. I mean, it's one of those games. I think all of us that like have been following the team and were like active participants of the inaugural season, like that's one of the moments that like you look back and you remember like, yo, it was unreal. The crowd was unbelievable. We played some great football, and so I think that one is one that sticks out to me a lot.
Yeah. Ryan, how about you, man?
Yeah, I mean, it has to be Rio scoring 4. I mean, that might never. I mean, that's one of those records. I mean, ideally we'd love to see that happen again, but I mean, scoring 4 goals in a game is extremely, extremely rare. So it's just like, I mean, that could easily not happen for decades, right? Like in terms like.
Don't say that.
But it's just like a pretty. I'm not saying that I won't score 4. I'm just saying one player. I mean, scoring 4 is like an incredible.
How many players in the MLS have 4 goals in one game?
I think it's happened one other time this season, and it was Tati who got sold for. Right. I mean,
I feel like there's about 4 other folks, if I remember reading the.
Yeah, I think Wondolowski almost did, but there's not many.
The game was fun.
Yeah.
Go ahead, JC. What's your favorite?
I would echo kind of what Jorge said with the first match, the inaugural opening match, just because that was just, having done this for 2 years and just waiting, anticipating, and to finally have it happen. And that night was just insane. It was almost like a dream. It was so crazy for so many reasons, and to finally be doing what we wanted to do, just from the CLTFC fan TV perspective. And just the atmosphere in there was nuts. It was just nuts. So yeah, I would say that game for sure would be the one that will stick it. And also that is the first game. They had their own. Granted, it's about selling merch, but their own scarves just for that game. Yep. Which I was like, I don't think they did it for any other games.
Mm-hmm. Another one that like another moment stuck out that I just thought of was that Latanzio's first head coaching job against the New York Red Bulls at home, winning 2-0. I think that was like a really nervous time, at least for me, and I think for a lot of fans. And then like coming out and winning like that was a pretty big moment. I mean, definitely not as on my list as the highest moment, but I think that was a pretty big moment for the team as well, just turning that corner.
I think away outside of the games that I went to, that Chicago game has to be up there.
Yeah. You're talking about the one where we went 2 down?
Yeah, 2-0 down. We come back and like we're still alive for the playoffs after that 3-2 win. That feeling was incredible.
Yeah.
Like scoring so late in the game. I think if we would have turned this game around this weekend, it would have been my favorite game of the season.
Yeah.
I mean, like after the second goal, like the crowd went ballistic. We're like right there. We're all like sweating. Like, please, Lord, let this ball go inside the net somehow for that 3-2.
Yeah. I think for me, man, it's always probably going to be that very first game against DC. I mean, it was so like the weekend itself was good. We met a lot of new people that weekend, and now we hang out with almost every weekend. we watched Heidi fall over the seats, and we saw the goal that was disallowed. And that was the start of Charlotte FC, right? I mean, we could go back as far as Charleston if we wanted to, but to be in the MLS, finally having a home team, that got it. But then I don't know, man. Then you got the Chicago game where we came back 2-0. Then we had the Philly game. Like, come on, be honest. We thought we were gonna get beaten Philly, and that was gonna be the end of the season, right? But we spanked them fuckers 4-0, man. So yeah, take that, dupe. And
I just want to make one point as we're talking about the different games and I think this is the way it should be. But the only game I remember, and I told this to someone last night, the only game after the game when the opposing team's fans were walking out and they truly were salty and there was really some animosity, obviously, was the Atlanta game. Had some dudes walking by us just telling us to F off and all this kind of stuff, and vice versa. Every other supporters group, and granted there weren't as many as there would be from Atlanta, but everyone else was just having a great time. And, remember the Vancouver guys that dressed like lumberjacks and had their little, their little toy chainsaw? And they pick a new place to go every year. So like these 5 friends and stuff. Yeah. It was fun meeting a lot of the other fan groups and everything too, and continuing to grow that overall MLS family, except for Atlanta.
Yeah. Well, I think Atlanta were assholes too, a little bit too, but
yeah.
Yeah. So, man, a lot of good memories, man. We're definitely going to go through the archives, JT, and kind of put like some sort of cool montage together of it all, man, and get that out there. So we'll probably have that done by Monday, right, JT?
Yeah, for sure. Send that $1,000 over on Sunday. We're good.
Yeah, that's it, man. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, look. Jorge making bank now, so he's going to take us all to the away games, man. Appreciate that, Tyler, for putting us there. Yeah. All right, what else we got to cover, man? What's that?
He's going to sit in first class. We're going to have to sit and coach.
Yes. Yep. And, yeah, man, it's going back and watching the highlights all season. Yeah, we're going to do that. That's what we're going to do, man. So. What else we got to cover, man? But so much. I am so tired, man. I am wore out. Let me tell you, dude. I did not sleep well. It was a rough night, and we're not going to the playoffs, fellas.
I know, man. It was, last night, just the team coming by and clapping for the fans, the finality of it. After just whatever 3 minutes earlier, going crazy for that second goal. It's and then it's a little bit weird because then we have this away games. It's truly not the end of the season, but the end of the home games and being with all those people and just hanging out. And even late night after we finish our fan interaction, just the love from our different folks out there, and we're hugging people and all that stuff. It was great, man. I'm just so stoked to be growing this family together. La familia.
What you gonna say, Top Man?
That's probably like the coolest thing. Like, I mean, like just all these people that were random people at the beginning of the season, now all like friends, and like we like are looking forward to like next year as well. Like, I mean, like it's gonna be like I'm gonna miss going to the bank like all the time.
I'm not gonna know what to do, man. I'm really not gonna know what to do in my weekends now, man. As I'll get up and go watch the Spurs games in the courtyard, and then it'd be like, now what? Like,
yeah, we all just meet outside the stadium and cheer on the stadium.
Just start singing, right? Yeah, we'll just keep tailgating, man.
11v11 matches, and then the crowds to come sing right outside of Bank of America.
Hey, that's an interesting question. Did Tepper? Who is Tepper letting use the tailgate parking lot for the football games? Just in the idea of like showing up there with Charlotte FC gear.
That'd be hilarious.
Yeah. I don't think any of it. I don't want it to end, man, but it's like it's going to be nice to have a mental break, just kind of slow down and just let some news trickle in about players and that kind of stuff. So,
I asked, I didn't put it on the video from the fan reaction, but I asked Tepper because we're standing there with all the supporters going crazy behind us, and I'm like, hey, man, this is so great, obviously you want to try to get something like this going for American football. He looks at me. He's like, "You want to try to call those people?" He's saying to try to pry people out of their season ticket PSL seats that have been there for X amount of years. It's never going to happen. So to that point, Charlotte FC, we're always going to bring that heat, our fandom and fan presence, even if it's half the. These days, it's probably more people. I think we actually almost had more people at our game to fill than they.
Well, I mean, this is how great Charlotte FC is. They've made the Hornets get a supporter section.
Yeah. But I don't think it's right. Even then, it's not going to be anything like what we've got.
It's never going to be the same. It's never going to be the same, man. Soccer is a world sport, man. So
yeah, and like all that effort to like make the experience that great. A lot of these people do it for free, bro.
And all the tifos, all that, dude.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, we're doing it for free for sure.
I was working on that Miguel article for free, you know.
Yeah. Right. To Yeti Clan, like I don't know what Top Man's going to be doing if you're going to continue doing it every week on your show on Tuesdays, but Wednesdays, I think ours is just I don't know. Like we plan on doing live shows. JT, what have you thought about that? I'm just worried about there's not going to be enough to talk about to really do it every week since we're stretched.
Yeah, the last thing I want to do is. At the very least, maybe we just make them 20 or 30-minute shows.
Yeah, that too.
But at the same time, the last thing I want to do is feel like it's being forced or anything. But
right.
we'll still be putting stuff up. And obviously, I'm going to, I'll do, if any news is breaking, I'll do my whole breaking news again from the desk or from where. I think I'm in here now, but.
We're going to continue to do some shows, especially for playoffs coming up. We've got some guests and other people coming on as well. To kind of preview some matches and stuff like that. And also I'll start talking about all the players that we're signing starting next week too. So I'm waiting for the season to end to like give y'all some information.
I'll still be writing.
Yeah.
And we'll have like a special World Cup thing going on too. I just haven't nailed down what exactly we're gonna do. But I'm working on some stuff, where like honestly, where we can all just come and hang out and like have a good time and watch the games too, Yeah. If Charlotte FC isn't going to be there, hey, maybe we can all just hang out somewhere and watch some games as well. I think, because you know what, like a big portion of the fans are just family members now,
Yeah. I mean, that's it. That's what I realized now is like I'm really going to have to hang out with my family because I got nothing else to do. So if any of my kids are watching, I'm sorry I've neglected you guys for 36 months, but Dad's back in the saddle, boys.
Like, is that you?
You're first.
Yeah. So hashtag CLTFC if you want to be in the giveaway, and if you're new to our show, hit the sub button. If you wanted the OGs, just hit the like button for us. We appreciate that. And we could definitely talk about the playoffs and that sort of thing. I don't know. It just gets too much to cover, right? Having to pay attention to all of it. Like I know Brian sleeps in his MLS sheets and just wakes up spitting out articles. So, and I don't know when the next schedule will be. I would imagine January, right? Around January. I think that. So.
Yeah, I think that's what it was this last year.
Yeah, January 24th at 5 p.m.
Yeah.
How soon do you think we'll see any kind of player deals being made?
The next 10 days.
The next 10 days? Seriously?
Huh?
The next 10 days? The next transfer window needs to open, right?
Oh, well, he's saying player news. That can mean departures too.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's what I mean. Not signing. I mean anything. People leaving, people going. Is it like, hey, end of the season?
Yeah. Brian and I know for a fact that they're deciding on a player in the next 10 days, right, Brian? We had a conversation about that.
Yeah. And players on other teams are already starting to announce that like they're not going to re-sign. So there's already players that like could become available here pretty soon. At the end of the season that are already like, there's like at least 2 or 3 that are like, I'm not coming back to my team that I'm pretty interested in Charlotte, maybe taking a look at like those kind of things will start coming up for sure pretty quick. I think, and then they do like a weird, like it's like a 24-hour window where you can make trades. It's like a day or 2 before the expansion draft. They open up like a trade window, like on the 9th, and it like closes on the 10th, and then they do the expansion draft the next day. It's really wild. So like there's going to be like one trade blitz, and then you shut it down, expansion draft, sign your free agents and your exercise your options and stuff, and then free agency opens for real after that or something. It's kind of a weird setup.
It is weird.
Yeah.
From Derby, that's funny.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. I mean, I don't think we're going to know until it comes out, to be honest with you. At least closer to the time, we're not going to know any of the schedule, the teams, right? I figured, personally, this is what I feel is that we're going to play Austin away, and we'll probably play St. Louis away. That's what I feel, right, at the new team. So I would love to go to Austin. I just want to go to St. Louis and clap them boys, man. That's what I want to do.
And I'm just excited that Nashville's going to officially is going
Nashville's
to
coming
we're going to get Nashville back.
That'd be a good away trip for us.
Yeah, well, and I think that's also just almost as good a rivalry potential as Atlanta, just because of their style of play is really really different to ours, and so it just makes for some intense games, I think, moving forward too. And their fan TV, we trolled them a lot during that last game, so that was fun. So I just think there's a lot of opportunity and potential there.
Oh, we can definitely.
Guy with his 401k.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
Remember that one guy that was selling, talking about 401k?
Bet your house. Bet your house.
Oh, the one that was going to give up his 401k and come to find out he only had $25 in it anyways.
Yeah.
That guy, the one that's living in his mom's basement.
He was deleting all his tweets.
Yeah. I think he shut down his Twitter. You know what though? I since Esteban, you're here watching, man. I was low key hoping we would knock Miami out the playoffs because, man, I was ready to troll you hard, bro. I was going to get you on Twitter, but anyways, we didn't. So congrats to Miami. Yes, that's right. What's that?
Nobody believes in Neville ball, and look at them now.
I know, man. Neville is English, man. English. Anyways, yes, next season we'll be here before we know it, man. It's just I'm excited for next season already, man, because we've got a really good foundation now, man. We're not putting this expansion team together. We're just picking spots that need to be upgraded, right? And it feels like to me at least the left back spot's probably going to get upgraded. I know that much, right? And maybe an attacking midfielder.
Yeah, and I mean Vinny Mello is a new signing for us too, so we'll see what he's capable of doing. I mean, he's highly rated from what we hear, so we'll see if we can live up to that expectation as well. So I mean, we got a lot of good stuff going on. I mean, it's been a very successful first year for us. I mean, averaging 35,000 people at the bank is just incredible too. I didn't know what to expect in terms of our crowd attendance, but I definitely don't think it was that. I was like, okay, it'll be good, it'll be fun, but I didn't really know how receptive this city would be. And you know what? I'm very pleasantly surprised. Even some journalists that I've had conversations with, they're becoming more of soccer fans now just because of the atmosphere that we have. And so that's credit to the fan base for creating culture. I think that's the one thing. I'm more prone to go to a Hornets game than a Panthers game because I feel like I enjoy it more. People are throwing shirts at me,
I'm out of here. The asshole, you told me you were gonna get me a dinner. This happy meal's not cutting it.
I'm just saying, from the if you don't watch it and you don't really care, okay, at least be entertained, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like there's neutrals like that in our sport. They're like, yo, I'm gonna go because we're gonna have fun.
It's a party.
Yeah, but I mean that's the thing, right? I mean that goes to all the people, the unsung heroes, right? The TIFO committee, all the supporters groups, man. Just all that put all this stuff together, man, for match day experience. And then, not only are they doing it for our home games, right? They're making sure the away games, hey, there's your tickets, here's this is what and just really making it so that the Charlotte fans can have a good time. And
one question again, and they only use the TIFOs once. All those great things and all the hours put in sewing them onto netting and creating it and all that kind of stuff. And after it's used one time, it's never, ever used again. That to me sounds bonkers, man.
Yeah, there's one. Well, just kind of, I don't know personally, but I don't think we're going to have a TIFO for every game next season, right? I think this was the one and only season we'll probably do that. So, yes, only once. That's right. So yeah, we used the Columbus one twice, so there's that. Do we really? Yeah. Yeah, there should be a TIFO museum for real, man. It's just
Oh, that'd be dope. Hey, anybody that works for the TIFO committee, I'm curious now. What do y'all do with the TIFOs afterwards?
yeah, man.
That's what I talked about on one show a couple months back. So shit, man, at least hang one like outside the stadium or something every once in a while. I don't know. It's just the amount of time and effort and artwork that went into those huge things.
Right.
Yeah. I hope to see them some other place.
There's enough like on like the hallways around the outside, like in the circle around the stadium. Like there's definitely enough brick wall space. They could like hang them in there, but I don't think we would probably ever.
Yeah, fire code or something.
Yeah, but I do think
still rolled up in someone's homes. Yeah, that's crazy. What's that, Brian?
I was just saying the other thing that really impressed me specifically in this last match was that, I mean, obviously in a playoff situation where it was a must-win game, but like to see that many fans really show up on a Wednesday, I think is really impressive. I don't think people understand like how impressive 34K is on a Wednesday in MLS. That's pretty unprecedented outside of maybe Atlanta and Seattle. So I think that's another big takeaway. Yeah, I mean, I think that's a huge takeaway at the end of the season, and that really has encouraged me. Also, just like, this fan base is for sure.
Well, it's crazy. I mean, there's people like you, Brian, man, that drive down from Greensboro every game, right? Or Raleigh, right? It's just, and then all the folks from Charleston and that area. It's just insane, man. I just love it, man. I just love the community that's growing.
I've never felt proud of anything from Charlotte, to be honest. Like I never connected with anything. Maybe I connected with Cookout, but outside of that, like Charlotte FC, I can't even get it out.
Go ahead. We'll wait, man. We're here for you. This is your world, man. We're just in it.
That was hilarious. I've never connected with anything in the city the way I connect with our soccer club, bro. Like, I'm proud of us, like our first season, like we can all hold our head up high and say, yes, one of the best atmospheres of MLS. We have a competitive team that anyone that plays us now knows that we're a difficult team to play with the current squad that we have now. Yeah. Wait till we add next year, and some of the pieces that we're looking to bring around.
Yeah. No, but oh man.
You're definitely gonna live this one down, dude.
But man, yeah, I mean, we said all along, right? As long as the Charlotte was competitive, man, right? I believe, Topman, you said it, man. Like you said, 8th, 9th would be a successful season for us, man, and we're right there. To top it off too, right? A draw or better, we finish above Atlanta for the season too. So, just to give it to them too, all that money they spent, and it's gonna be a lot of fun, and then beating Philly and giving LA the supporter shield, man, that was something we did, and yeah, I mean we've done it. Go ahead, Brian.
Yeah, no spoon for us.
Yeah, and I think the other big takeaway is like, I mean, there's going to be some change over in the roster, but we're not losing any key pieces. Like, even if the roster stayed the exact same this year to next year, Charlotte would continue to progress. There's other teams, but we're going to improve. There's just no way we're not actually going to improve the roster.
Unless, someone comes in and puts 15 mil for Swiderski. That could happen.
Yeah, that could happen. That could happen.
How wild would this be? That the team that all these analysts shitted on from the beginning of the season, saying this and that, like the roster build of all these foreign players, yada yada. How wild would it be if somebody comes in with a $15 million offer and we sell Swiderski while Tati's been banging MLS all season and he couldn't go for that money, right?
Well, and they still believe the roster build was no good. Matt Doyle's article today still said the roster build was no good, and that came out today.
Man, you know what? Let the haters hate, man. 'Cause, you know what? I promise you this: teams are going to come to Charlotte next season or see us coming to them, and they're going to be like, "That's not a game. It's not going to be a rollover, right? An easy win for them, man. Like we're going to bring it, man."
Not only that, but I think also attracting players here is going to become way easier. First of all, they're not charging us, these expansion fees. Like, hey, these guys got extra game, yada yada. Let's try to pull as much as we can because we don't know what their squad looks like. They know we're a competitive team already. Two, any player that comes here is like, damn, this is a place I would love to play at. And so I think you also got those two things going for you as well. So,
do we request the Lions to be back on the pitch though for the football games? Undefeated.
We needed those football lines last night.
Damn it. David Tepper or whatever his name was to stand outside of Valhalla the other day, man. What was his name, Jorge?
David Depper?
Yeah.
The doppelganger?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked like him for sure. All right, so hashtag CLTFC for your chance to win the picture of Rios from Defend the Queen. All right, I'm going to open it up, man. Let's just talk whatever you want to talk. Top man, any topics you want to hit before we do this? Nope. Good. Anything out there all right, I tell you what, something we always do, almost forgot. Score predictions for next week or for Sunday.
We didn't really get into the Red Bull game.
I'm not even worried about it. I am wore out, man.
First time we'll play a team 3 times ever.
Yeah. In one season.
Grudge match. We can have the all-time series after this. But we've already seen how they play, right? They press, we possess, we win that way.
I think Austin played Houston like 3 times and Dallas their first. Because, it was like some real the
COVID stuff.
Yeah, so.
Yeah. But for us, it's our first time playing a team 3 times. So it's like New York's almost our first rival for out of nowhere.
Yeah.
How crazy it would be if Rios scored 4 again.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So what's your prediction, Brian? Did you say?
Oh no, I didn't get in. I didn't even get. Let's do. We're definitely gonna win. I would say we're gonna put up like 3. I think the time. Let me go 3-0. We're gonna get one last clean sheet to finish off the year. We're gonna go
only if we don't have free kicks this game against us.
Yeah. And we're gonna keep Polina right on the line. There's no going out. Just sit in the 6-yard box.
Yeah.
Stay in his home, right?
That's
Keep it locked down. Gaines is due for a goal. I really want to see Gaines score one more before the season's out. I'm really hoping he also gets re-signed.
Yeah.
Goal for him. I'd also like to see Uzviak get that goal. That is just he's starting to get assists. He's starting to really it seems like he's starting to find some groove. I would love to see him get a goal. And then, Rios is going to score. So he's just he's
on fire right now, right?
So 3-0, Rios, Gaines, Uzviak.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it'll be 2-0. I think it'll be Rios and Swiderski not Rios, Gaines and Swiderski to end the season for us. I really would love to see Charlotte, re-sign Gaines as well. I think it could be a very important piece. Obviously, we're going to need good depth pieces as well if he's not a starter. And he's proven he's improved a lot this season. He could be a guy that could start or come off the bench and be a strong player for us.
Yeah. JT, what do you think?
2-0 us. Bronico and Swiderski. Bronico came so close with his hitter. It was such a great pass, but he didn't quite get – what's the phrase? Get over it, get on top of it to be able to do like Shiki did and really direct it.
Yeah, get over it.
He was right there.
Yeah, I feel if he had scored a goal, man, at home, that would have been electric. And I also want to call out the beginning of the halftime last night, dude, when they cut out all the lights and it got really dark. Yeah. I had goosebumps, man. It was either that or it was beer still being thrown at me. I'm not sure. It was a long night. I'm gonna go with what?
I was just going to say real quickly, it's so cool with the technology of the floodlights in the stadium now that they can be used like a party disco and turned on. Because back in the day, if you turn those lights off, it would take like 10 minutes to get them turned back on and warm back up. And now it's like LED party, doing all that crazy stuff. So yeah, it's cool.
Apparently that was a part of the money that was invested in when they did the stadium renovation. So I'm going to go with 2-1, man. I think it's going to be Carroll and Rios score, man. And then that's it. That's what I'm going with. That's it. All right. So God, I am wore out, man.
Hey, Lee, are you wore out?
I am. You know what, though? I am getting so sick and tired of this guy and his fucking mess of shit, man. Like, I swear to God, I'm coming over. No. I'm coming over this weekend.
Hold on.
Hey,
I got something to wake you up. Hold on.
All right.
Ooh, I like that chair too.
I tell you, check out that Afghan.
That is a nice chair, man.
Chair.
No.
Hold it up, Brian. Hold it up. Yeah.
This is terrible. On our own show, JT. I'm getting drunk. No, that's it, man. Hell with y'all, man.
What do you do, man? These young bucks, Toronto's old men.
I am never retweeting a thing from either one of them. Yeah. All right, hold on. Let me get this, man. Y'all getting me all. Really, Brian? You gonna follow his lead, man? Nah, not
It
cool.
seems like you needed a boost, man.
No, I didn't need no boost, man. I didn't need no boost. Not that kind of boost, anyways. So, anyways, all right. Here we go. Ready? Rigged. Oh my God, man. Oh my God.
When am I gonna end this show?
I don't even know what to say, man. I really have no idea what to say. Man. I don't know.
His thumbnail of a guy of a thief. So yeah, he stole it from
Yeah.
I mean, that's what his name in Spanish, Esteban Dido, just means like this thief, anyways.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Do we give it to him or not, man?
Yeah, give it to him, man. He helps with the
yeah. To be fair to Esteban, man, he does show up. You know, he can be a little aggressive sometimes, but man, it's damn it, it's funny as hell.
I don't compromise our morality just because Esteban is who he is.
Yeah. Damn it, man, that's funny. Yeah, stole the playoffs and the drawing, man. He doesn't. Well, Esteban, man, you reach out to Defend the Queen, man, and he'll. I know, man. Just wow, this is like, I don't know, man. That's just funny. That's exactly how our season's gone, right? Right. That's funny, man. So, anyways, Jorge, man, where can people find you?
You can find me in Uptown. I'm just kidding. You can find me on 90 anywhere in every social platform. Real Top Bin 90 on TikTok. We got an interview dropping tomorrow with Mr. Mackenzie Gaines, so be on the lookout for that, man. It's been a long week for me too, but it'll be good to get that pod out that we did at one of my favorite restaurants, Que Onda. So it'll be good. And also, you can find me at Target, Section 6. You know, right there's the best place to watch where people come in. So I'm like usually scanning to see which players are coming in. So that's
last time I went there, though, like security was pushing you out the door. What was that about?
Because I was wearing Target clothes, and they.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Bam. Where can we find you, man?
Yeah, y'all can find me on Twitter at Bam Mauer Media, and you can also find me. You can find my written work, all my articles at topin90.com. I'll still, even though season's winding down, still be pumping out pieces. Free agencies coming up, expansion drafts coming up, transfer rumors. I mean, there's going to be a whole World Cup. I mean, we've got a bunch of stuff in the works. So keep an eye on that.
Started, boys. We're
The
just
website, FPL still going on, right? I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff.
Appreciate y'all. Yeah. Yeah, a shout out to everybody again. It's just been super cool this season with us. You know, they hang out with us, they find us, they just the love that we get from you guys helps us keep doing what we're doing. You know, there's days where we're like, oh, we don't really want to do it, but because of the love of the community, that's why we're here, man.
Hell yeah.
It's not over, man. It's not over. We'll still be here. Like I said, we might not do every Wednesday night, but we'll try to at least make it every other week, once a month or something. Just we're going to be dropping player interviews as well. You know, we got some lined up. Hopefully we can get those in. The one I really want to do is I want to interview Joe, and he said he would do it after the season. So that's going to be legit. Maybe we can get him on the live show. Joe, if you're watching, man, come on the live show. Huh?
Joe Biden?
No, let's go, Brandon. No. Anyways, yeah, it's not a goodbye. It's a see you later. But we got one more game left. So we'll be out there. I think we should go out, JT, to the watch party, man. I think so. So wherever the big watch party is, we'll be there. And if you go look back at one of our old videos, we did interview Christian Patrick. So go check that out, man. And
we should go one place first half and another place the second half.
Yeah, we tried that before, man. It didn't work out very well.
But you didn't try it with me, dog.
Yeah, I did. You left.
I know. I left because you were going to a place that I didn't want to go to, man. If you all were with me, that night would have been lit. But no.
Anyways, you can find us on all the socials at CLTFC Fan TV. We're on Insta, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, and that's it. I think that we just do the basics, man. I don't even really do TikTok that much, really, to be honest with you, but it is what it is. So, again, we appreciate everybody for tuning in. We love y'all. We will see y'all on Sunday around 2:30, and peace.